Hello, everybody. I'm excited. A little less excited because I have to miss the Lions game, but I am excited to present to you guys the draft. And we've already got the first pick of the draft, Zapsy. If you didn't know already, he was drafted in the upper division, but the other team decided to go another direction. And to see him as the first pick of the I mean, he was already drafted in the division above. Like, to see him as the first pick, there's nothing surprising here. But now that that's gotten out of the way, let me introduce my wonderful guest. I'm joined by Pete. Pete, how are you doing? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be real. Kerry was picked clean in all divisions. Every single division has got a cleanly picked carry. So there's not very many. I mean, Zapsy was just kind of the best in the pool, in my opinion. So I'm not a little surprised to see Zapsy picked up. Zelda, I think that's a phenomenal pick. Zelda is just one of those players, especially in a pool like this, is going to be so strong. Going to be such a strong player, a vocal leader, just overall like a team leader. A lot of the team's vibes kind of pop off of Zelda. So I mean, as a top 3 pick, yeah, go for it. Oh no,
Saying they can't hear
yeah,
me.
that's because I didn't unmute you. That is my bad there. You're muted now though.
Now, I'm unmuted now. Perfect. Hello, everybody. I appreciate you letting us know that we couldn't hear me. Obviously, I love talking, and I even love it more when people hear me. So, back to it. We got Weeb since 1998, a contender for the best name in the league here, getting picked up by Scary Creep. And honestly, this was somebody I thought that out of the jungle role could potentially see some looks in the Neath division. I think that
Mhm.
you take a look at his Smite Guru, he looked really strong, and so not surprising to see that first overall pick come through. First round pick, rather.
Yeah, I mean, so far all these first round picks look like good, solid pickups here. No surprises. No surprises here at all. I mean, Dean still has just a lot of options on this board. If you've been around Reef for a while, you recognize the name Alex Tech. I think that would be a solid first pick.
Absolutely.
If you're looking at the carry pool, Arconic Prince, um, Swagmaster Uwu, probably. I mean, just top at minimum top 3 solo laner in this division. So, and it looks like this will mean that Dean is now a bench player, I guess. Maybe this means
I don't know if this.
Swagmaster could be coming in and drafting the rest of this team. We will see.
I don't know if this is just Dean trolling or if this is the pick is not troll. Like Swagmaster Uwu, I think is a favorite to be a candidate for best solo or best jungle. I know he signed up to play jungle as well. Can flex into either dive role, but either way, big promotion for Dean to be going to the bench if that is real.
Dean has been known to put himself on the bench many a times. So it would not surprise me if this was just straight up factual. He's going out there. Ian Ice picked up what a steal all the way in the rat draft. To make it all the way down here, someone you really would have thought would be first rounded in Raw, making it all the way down to the rat draft is really good steal for C Page.
Can you surprise us with a better pick?
uh,
Oh man. But yeah, so far looks like we've seen jungle prioritization, which is very common, in these lower division drafts, especially Swagmaster signed up to play jungle, could play
mhm,
solo. Weeb since 98 signed up to play jungle as well. So I was expecting to see carries prioritized because, Arconic Prince and Zapsy are
mhm.
widely regarded to be such strong picks. But um, uh, clearly the captains have their eyes on some other players that maybe we don't know as much about and want to lock in kind of the map presence early on in this draft.
And yeah, um, it looks like C Page will be missing the first pick once again. To any admins watching this, you have to DM him. He has pings muted. Please do
Uh
so. Um, but I mean, as far as prioritizing these jungle these jungle pickups, I don't blame these people. I think jungle is such a strong role, and in these lower divisions, I mean, these teams, I've seen jungles just run. I think our last like 5 MVP players have been jungles. I think the last non-jungle MVP player in this server was season 3 Malones. So I mean, it's been literally 3 years since the last time we saw a non-jungle MVP. Don't fact check me on that one. I'm not 100% sure on that,
Oh,
but
I won't do it publicly. You're wrong though.
okay. Well, I can just keep lying about it then. And so picking up a jungler is just such a strong.
it, it is a strong role.
Everyone in chat who's saying Fire Giant MVPs, you guys don't get it. You don't understand what I was saying at all. But it's okay. Yes, I know Magic won MVP, and I know that Reaper won MVP. They did not do it in the lower division. Trust me, they were never there.
Bro is using Devin Frisco's dominance to justify the MVP role in the Gold Fury. But Arconic Prince, selected with 7 seconds left on the clock by Seepage. And Seepage Arconic Prince is already a terrifying backline to think about. I find it very difficult to believe that you'll be able to contest that backline for just the best overall mid ADC pairing.
Oh, I mean, it's going to be a challenge. Especially considering the ADCs at this point. I mean, Arconic and in Zapsy, I would not have been surprised to see in Neath. I think once we get to the other
Absolutely
ADCs, I wouldn't be shocked, but I would be a little surprised to see a lot of the other ADCs picked up, which is just like a testament to Arconic and Zapsy's skill. So to see them come out here is just, I mean, these are not surprising first round picks. I mean, they're going to be dominant forces in the league.
Oh, of course, and still a lot of value left in that role in the draft. I'm looking and seeing names like Sinolin, names like Twisted Fire Angel, Niyaki, even names that we've seen float around these divisions for several seasons now. So still time pick up an ADC, but I think that you're right, and that the community perceives sort of Arconic and Zapsy as potentially a tier above. I won't be surprised if the tier list channel this evening is filled with lists with where those two occupy those top 2 slots.
Oh, definitely would not be surprised. And by the way, highly encourage you guys, as soon as that tier list channel is out, release them. I love seeing them. The discourse is amazing, and it really promotes a healthy community here at Valley of Kings. Valley of the Kings.
And the Valley of the Kings.
Yes. And it looks like, Airborne, my boy, my dog. First round pickup, Airborne. Solid solo laner. He lags a lot, but he is still very good. Love seeing him picked up this early. Love to see my boy being successful. Yeah, great pickup. Zanpakuto, Airborne is going to be is such a strong front line if Zanpakuto decides to head back to the jungle. There's just a lot there.
Absolutely. Okay, and Trucker gives Azure his wish and does pick up faster, and it's Poppin Nike. I mean, this guy has to just be the most experienced player in the pool. The guy's been around forever. He's done it at the Ratatosker level. He's done it at the Neath level. He's done it everywhere. He's done it in jungle, done it in support. Just won a ring in the old iteration of this league last season on that TKC team. So regardless of the role you're putting him in, you've drafted a vocal leader here, and so I can't be mad at that pick at all. I think Trucker and Poppin Nike is going to be a lot of personality in those first 2 picks, and certainly a team that would be fun to play alongside.
Oh, I mean, for sure. I'm a huge Trucker fan. I love that guy. I love chatting with him back in a different league. But I mean, Poppin Nike, once again, just a testament to that. I mean, he's been in both like divisions higher than this and performed at a solid level. He's been in this division and performed at a solid level. I mean, as a first round pick, very, very good option. Zip Zap coming up, my captain, my GOAT, picks up Narcos. No surprise to us.
Oh, absolutely not. A little bit of an old head name. I don't know if the folks in chat will know this one, but Narcos is a Reap Smite League OG. I mean, we're talking season 2, season 3, like pre-COVID era Reap. Narcos was in the ADC role, just owning dudes, and I
I
believe
believe Narcos has played in the league longer than I have.
oh, it's
So-
been a long time. Season one. My bad,
I
chat. He's been
believe.
around since season one. I know that, there's a bit of an availability concern here. I believe that Narcos's availability is a little bit on Saturdays. Parentheses, hope they don't go 3. So perhaps an issue for the Galactic Gangsters. But Juan Tiflas will be next up picking for the Death Dealers.
And Juan, I believe, gets a wheel pick here because the Royal Rumble is rigged. I know that we were the 9th pick, even though we put in the most work. I'm going to say it. We put in the most work. We did the most damage. We were still full stamina. They threw us out. So I don't know what's going on there. So
That's a skill
I know
issue,
that they
Buff.
got that wheel
That's on
pick
you.
there. There's 2 picks. They're going to make a three-person core. Pause! Do we skip a pick? That'd be... Oh, never mind.
What? I'm so lost.
Okay. Sypha and
Great
Axis.
couple of picks. Incredible couple of picks, I'd argue.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I didn't know Sypha was on the board. That's a great
I didn't
pick.
either.
That is a phenomenal pick. Wow. I completely surprised me.
Yeah, I wasn't aware that was a pick that was available either. Obviously, the name change maybe threw us off, but Sypha's an insane pickup at the end of the first round, um, and obviously Obama, or Axis as he's now known, is a hell of an eclectic player. One of those 14-1 or 1-14 guys. But at the Ratatosker level, that aggressive play style is just going to solo win you some games. So I've been a big fan of Obama for a while. I don't know if y'all remember back in season 9 of Reap when people were calling for this guy to be moved up because he was just owning everybody. But
so I started yapping.
And he's got me on the ropes, dude. I'm excited.
Dude, I'm not. I'm gonna be real. I know who this. I already know who it's gonna be. I'm not excited.
We'll spoil it for everybody else. Oh no, he's typing. He's not.
I can't do that. Okay, I was wrong. I shouldn't. I'm glad I didn't say anything. Spooky Mars, my dog, my goat. There's so much to say about this guy.
Yeah, I'll let you take this one.
But I won't say any of it. He's just a cool dude.
Okay, expert commentary. I mean, I guess ZipZap is going for a season 1 Reap Smite League throwback with the Narcos and Spooky pickups and himself. We're looking at Reap OGs here coming along for the first season of the Valley of Kings. And oh my gosh, Banana's still around. What on earth?
That's
insane.
That is literally an insane pick. The fact that made it to here is pretty insane. I mean, there's just multiple roles that this guy will be at the top of. Banana will be at, towards the top of ADC. I haven't seen his solo play, which is what he signed up for, so I don't know how that'll go. But I mean, we've seen his mid play. He's been very successful there. We've seen him be successful in ADC. In fact, he just got picked up for ADC in Frank's retirement home. So I mean, he's just a multi-role prodigy that you can fit anywhere, and to get something like that in the second round, where at this point you can just start taking the best player available because you have Banan to fill in the role that you need, and he plays all of his roles at a pretty similar level to each other, at least as far as I know. I think that's just a really, really solid pickup.
It puts you in a great spot for the rest of the draft, like you said. But I know you had mentioned you haven't seen Banan play solo. I believe that's his original main role, is the solo lane. He's been flexing around since then. So to see him back there will be exciting if that's where he ends up. I got baited there. I thought Zanpato was about to lock in his pick, but yeah, there isn't enough good things to say. Trucker has now Banan, and let me scroll back up for his other first round pick. I believe I was happy with that other first pick as well. And the core of that team is looking very strong, and it's full of guys with a lot of experience.
He picked up Papa Nike on it as his first pick.
Oh my gosh, tons of experience. Lots of guys who have been in deep playoff runs. But I will stop there, as Ben Dizzle is the lock-in for Zanpato. And we were talking about the value that early picking a fill player can have. Ben Dizzle is the fill player at this level. He's been signed up as fill in the last 5 drafts. And I think I've seen him play all 5 roles and do it all pretty well. So once again, You could just take the best player available, trust that Ben Dizzle will cover your weak spots. So I'm really happy with that pick for the Gun Show Shoguns.
We got a Dolo XL pickup. Whilst they're getting that pickup put through, first off, Dolo, a great pickup. This is also following the exact same pattern where C-Page starts the first 2 picks, takes a long time. After that, he goes quick. So, but let's take a look at this draft board here that we got. There's a lot of scary cores to just look at. I mean,
Right.
I just looking at, I don't really see a core that isn't scary. Throughout the rest of these teams, and a lot of these haven't even made their picks yet. So, just kind of giving you guys a quick look at that, and it looks like the real gangster is about to make another pick. Everybody knows him, everybody loves him. Dean, what is Dean gonna pick here? He's got Swagmaster already, and he will be picking up Bridork. Bridork, someone who was also drafted in the Neath division, but was able to come back down here into the Rat division. Solid. Yeah, he was picked up by what's his name? Bo the Farmer.
Yeah, but what's he dropped? I don't think he was dropped. I think this is an illegal pick.
No, it's not.
I lied. I so lied. My bad. My bad. I stunk it up there, everybody. I apologize. Bridork and Dean is a couple of guys who have a lot of history teaming together. They were on a first seed Kings Court team in the league that shall not be named a couple of seasons ago. But there's just so little time to analyze here. A Scary Creep has locked in another pick. Not a pick that I am overwhelmingly familiar with in Kazar, but that's kind of the way Scary has always done these drafts. Is he seems to find these players that that not everybody knows, and every single time he does it, when you see a pick from Scary Creep that you don't know, they always end up at the top of these tier lists. You think MT59 from the last season of previous leagues that nobody knew about that ended up being a top jungler in that division. So seeing that pick makes me think that Scary knows something that perhaps we do not.
Yeah, and I mean, coming in with the next pick, Stoomps. I believe his Discord name is different than his actual in-game name, if I'm right. Right? I think
you might be right. Stoop's going to be a good support though in this division, and that's saying a lot considering how many supports are available. I mean, how many? What is it, like 20 something supports signed up in this division? Like for you to be near the top of that list is absolutely an impressive feat. But Craig Afro saw something he liked, and the crew have really put themselves in a good position to have good teams in all 3 divisions.
Yeah, and with this next pick, this is just nothing surprising. The Kings Court picking up Blue. I mean, we just knew it was coming. We were just like, when is it coming?
Right.
Yeah, the Blue O pickup. I mean, you all know him. Blue O is a really strong support player in this division. I don't think anybody's surprised with this pick, and I think it's a really good pick, by the way, from the Kings Court.
Absolutely. And Blue and Goofy, guys who have teamed together in the past. They've teamed with Papoose as well. I don't know. So, like you said, it's not a surprise to see that pick. We kind of knew this was the direction the Kings Court have wanted to go. But, I mean, you're talking about an org that just won the championship last season, so can't be mad at them for following a formula that's been working for them in all of these leagues. And Crouton locks in Death the King.
Really good pick.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Death has been a consistent jungler again for seasons on seasons at this level. Very strong utility style jungler. I think of this guy just ruining my games as Hunbats, ulting me off cooldown in seasons past. So strong pick there. And then PKO as the follow-up pick on the swing back around. What can you tell me about PKO?
To be completely honest, nothing.
Okay.
But I can tell you, Alex the First is back.
It's
been a long time. It's been a long time since I've seen Alex First play in this league. What, season 5? I believe was their last season.
Then. Yeah.
So
MVP
I mean,
season, by the way.
Really? I don't remember. Anyways, I played that guy once for 80 minutes. Holy. Yeah, Alex First, welcome back. I definitely mispronounced their name earlier, but yeah, it's no big deal. So yeah, I mean,
No, I
another
mean,
great pick from the King's Court. King's Court team is looking scary. Calling him
yeah.
up to Neath. Can we do that?
Uh,
Are we able to do that? Are we just bringing him up? Who are you bringing down?
I mean, with the sub and borrowing system, you're allowed to play one game per division per week. So I could absolutely see a world where Alex, sees some minutes in the Neath division, in the mid lane, as well as just
Mhm.
probably just being a dominant mid laner at the bottom division. To be completely real, I think that no shot that we're seeing less than a top three mid performance from Alex, if that is the role that they end up playing. But there we go. Odie Bandit locked in
Let me
for.
keep posting this dog
I
gif. Only Bandit, end of
believe
days.
Bandit. Yeah, coming off the back of I believe what was a championship run, at the end of, was it QSL or OSL, very recently, won a championship. I saw that live on Days' stream, and good content, good player, been around these leagues a long time, been in a lot of divisions as well.
Mhm.
So probably going mid, could potentially be jungle. We'd have to take a look at the draft board, but I believe we're in round 3, and that's absolutely a steal at this point, I think.
Oh, I mean, I wholeheartedly agree. End of Days has been, I mean, he's been provably good in mid, in jungle, in ADC. And I wouldn't be surprised if this season he decides to prove he's good in another role. So I mean, just a lot of these picks, I feel like we're seeing what we think are a lot of skills, but I think that's just because the talent in this division is just so strong that I mean, we're seeing players to go third round, and it's like, wow, that's a steal. And then I look at all the teams, I'm like, whoa, nobody like picked anybody even wrong yet. Um, and
No,
so,
I don't
and
think I've seen
so
a pick that I'm like, that's a wrong pick, which
yeah.
is new, because by this point in the other two drafts we had seen a handful of question mark picks,
Mhm.
as Twitch chat is filled with our favorite copy pasta here,
From
loving
our
this
very
attention.
own Dark Lord, which someone who I expect to see picked up soon.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I think that it's pretty crazy to me that we haven't seen that person. I believe he's actually posted the copy pasta in Twitch chat. Shout
Yeah.
out Boyd. Uh, Azur's in here too. Is that why he paused? He wanted to get in on it. I'm not too sure, but uh,
I, don't, I don't know. I do see we've got a chat with we got Azure, Bracky, and Charlie to chat, and all of a sudden Bubble joined, so I think that's the reason for the pause. Um,
okay,
I pressed unpause. So we're gonna get
okay.
so we're getting zero information. This is what
Thank you
this
for that
is. Thank
contribution,
you,
Azur.
thank you, Azure.
Um,
Let's keep it running. Then it seems.
get opportunity to look at kind of who's still available. Like we predicted, we're seeing a lot of ADCs picked
Mhm.
up in these first 3 rounds. Jungle has been pretty whittled down across the board as well. So that means we're leaving frontline. Oh my gosh, we're starting back up. Jungle Jimmy coming out for Scary Creep. We've seen this guy play jungle. We've seen him play solo. Either dive role is a place he's going to be strong in. And I believe you and I have considered picking up Jungle Jimmy in many a draft. I think that it's someone I've wanted to
Oh,
team
for
with for a
sure.
long time. And somebody who I think is going to be a great locker room presence for Scary Creep on this Vipers team.
I believe actually he was one pick sniped from us in the last draft we were both in. Um,
How was he? Oh gosh.
so I mean, we were really close to playing with that guy. That guy's very very strong, very talented. Um, Dean back up on the board. What would Dean want to fill out? So far, Dean's got Swagmaster, Bridork, assuming that's jungle and in solo. Pineapple is lazy coming out in that mid spot, and let me tell you, this guy is good. I played a prospect with him. He's a very very talented player. He's very very strong, very communicative as well. I really really enjoy this guy's presence. Like on a team.
Oh,
And so I
absolutely.
this is just a really really good pick, and I'm in the same spot again where I'm like, man, this is a steal for the third round, and then I look and I'm like, I've thought that about literally every single pick this round.
The last 10
So
picks, absolutely.
so
No, you'll hear me say this a lot. Pineapple's Lazy is just a great locker room guy, a great guy
mhm,
to have in team environment, someone that people like to be around, like you had said. You had a
mhm.
great time with him. And that prospect, I was in it as well. It was a good time. And still, it is still around. What
It's
on
dude,
earth?
it's another pick. It's another one where it's like, oh my goodness, how are they still around? And then you look at it and it's like, oh well, you're looking at the whole
Well,
pool and it's like, well, there's still so many around, even though like
right.
this is going to be a
Now,
very very
now some
strong
question
division.
marks coming to mind though is I believe this team now has Arconic Prince, C-Page, and Cinelin, all people you think of as backline players. So interesting to see where those roles might be going, unless I've missed maybe a sign up from one of them suggesting that they're going to play somewhere else.
I mean that is certainly a possibility. There could be some question marks coming through with this team so far. Maybe C Page is looking to play another role. But I've only really ever seen him as a traditional backliner of both mid and ADC. Arconic Prince is someone I don't know a ton about. I just know that um I know I've heard really really good things about him in ADC, so maybe he can play into other roles. Um but let's
Oh
not
man,
let's not forget about these other picks. We got Rob Session from Zompacto, and Trucker with Gutta Too Saucy. And
no way, dude. What is happening here? So Zod Pakto and Rob Session have teamed together for like ever. They play until 3 o'clock in the morning, so
mhm.
many nights, just great friends, great synergy built in there. And then Trucker and Gutta is another pairing of players who have played in countless AGL seasons together, tons of experience on the same team. So these are picks that, again, surprised to still see them around, but a lot of almost pre-built team-esque energy coming through. And oh my
And
gosh, Zipzap really is going for the
speaking
OG
of
draft.
pre-built team energy, you may not know Ice Stuff Extreme. He played one season. Oh, he played
Season
two.
three, baby.
He played season 3 and he played one game of season 4. Um, and he's back to VHS no less. Essentially, I mean that was Zip Zap's org, and you know Zip Zap's captaining down here, coming back to VHS. I mean, pre-made team energy is just what we're getting right now.
Okay, so we've got Spooky Mars, Stuff Extreme, Narcos, and Zip Zap. So this is just reap old heads, is what this is.
Oh, I mean,
Um,
there's I mean there's like 2 more Reap Old Heads up on the board. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looks like we're gonna get a team full of them.
yeah, we got to go ahead and lock in Mr. Dr. Adam and Dino to fill out the roster. And we're looking at
The oldest of
we're looking
heads
at the
right there.
grandpas. Yeah.
I mean, what are they both
Oh man.
30? Oh man, Ryuki's
But
on the
anyway,
board. What, dude?
yeah.
What?
So
Holy! Oh
Maxi
my
Pro and Miyuki,
goodness.
one Tiflas has filled out both side lanes here with these two selections. One would presume he's got Sypha and Obama, so maybe we're looking at a Sypha mid, Obama jungle, and then those two in the side lanes respectively. Niyuki, the self-proclaimed menace to society, the Black Air Force lover, going to wreak some havoc in the ADC role, like you said. Um, Big fan of the crit hunters, like your Jingwei, like your Izanamis. Which I mean, I don't know if anyone's played the game a ton recently. It's pretty good. Oh my gosh,
The oldest player in the draft, mediocre, getting picked up. I mean, what a surprise to us all! Another Reap Old Head coming into the coming to the Zip Zap. Um,
I mean, I don't know what there is to say
uh,
here except do the old heads still have it, or is this team just a washing machine of washed up former players?
I mean, hey, well, I hope so. Hey, they may be washed up, but they're washed up over division players. We'll see if they can hang with the lower division still with those spring chickens down there. Uh, oh man.
we got Dino in chat saying he does love the young people, and we love you, Dino. But let's not gloss over this pick from Trucker in Alpha mode. Interesting to see how that rounds out Trucker's roster. We've got obviously himself, who you would think is playing ADC. I know that Gutta has been really insistent on playing support, and then Papa Nike and Big Black Banana. A lot of flex potential in this draft. You know, you can flex Nike around, you can flex Big Black Banana around. I would assume this is an alpha mode mid pick. But either way, you've rounded out your starting 5 pretty strong there, I think, with that selection.
So something that's interesting to me is that Gunshow Shoguns picked up a sub as their 5th option with Brotaco, the ultimate sub, some would say. Um, I mean, this guy has been on a championship team. I swear every month.
10 rings.
s-
Brotaco, correct me if I'm wrong in your chat, but I believe it's now 10 rings, right?
uh,
One for each finger. More than Muff and I combined by a lot, actually.
yeah. What are we, one combined?
I think we got one each. No, we're
oh,
two.
we're two combined, baby. Let's go. Give us like 10 more years, and we might be able to catch up.
We might have half of Bro Taco's rings at that point, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
looking at these rosters, I'm thinking, dude, these are all strong teams. It's kind of ridiculous. You guys don't see it yet, but Magical Fix is going to that C page roster. I mean, just another good pick. I mean, that rounds them out with a support, which is good. I didn't expect
one of
them
the
to pick
roles
up
they
a
needed, yeah.
backliner. We could have seen them honestly pick up a sub. Genuinely, I think maybe Sinolin could be a sub. And they're gonna look to pick up a solo or jungle last year or coming in this next round. We'll have to see though. I'm a little interested in the way that goes because I still see the issue of the 3 backliners. But even if you
I
did
think that
overdraft backliners, I think it's still good to round out the real big holes of the support role that you need.
absolutely no, you're right. But you've drafted 3 of the best backliners available. Like there is something to be said for taking the best player available. But I don't want to discount the possibility of Sinolin solo. I know that has been the listed secondary role of Sinolin for multiple seasons. Never had the opportunity to play
Let's
it
stop while
fully.
we're ahead.
Oh, okay.
Well, look, Sinolin has listed solo. We know Sinolin. We know Sinolin enough to know that that's been a joke for years. All right, since there's no way
Best
Sinolin can
solo
play
laner
solo.
to never do it potentially.
Perhaps, maybe the best solo laner to never do it. We'll never know though, because if Sinolin is out of ADC, something has happened. And
Yeah, I was gonna say Zipzap's right. I've heard that Sinolin's got like the nastiest herc you've ever seen. Don't respond to that. We got another pick here from Pittsburgh Gold Tickets. It's Sin Cara locked in. And Dean is another guy who does his homework for these drafts. I mean, Dean will have a document with the MMR of every player in the draft. And so Sin Cara is not a name that I immediately recognize, but I am confident that Dean has seen something he likes here and is probably rounding out his starting lineup with what looks like a need in the carry lane. So it'll be interesting to see how that team kind of gels together.
Commander Chunky, he's coming.
Oh man. So this is almost certainly a solo pickup here for Scary Creep. And we're at the point in the draft where I'm like referencing back to the sheet here and seeing what these starting lineups are starting to round out with. Yeah, so we're probably going to be seeing like a Scary Creep mid, Weeb since 98 jungle, Kazari ADC, Jungle Jimmy solo. No, interesting. I'm not quite sure where this is going to work unless it is a Scary Creep support angle with Jimmy in the jungle and Chunky in solo.
I mean, Jimmy in the jungle sounds right. I would be surprised to see him anywhere else. Fuego My Ego. This is a guy, I believe he came onto the scene through the Smite Amateur League tournament. I could be wrong and like just completely wrong. But I was actually the person who spectated his game. And now get to see him again. I mean, he's kind of coming to the amateur scene through that source, and I'm really glad to see him around.
Absolutely, and I think he's continuing his play a competitive season and all 5 role speedrun challenge this season. He's obviously, most people will know him for his backline play in mid and ADC, but I believe he signed up to play jungle this season. Don't forget that this is a guy who was doing it in the middle division in the league that shall not be named and has been around for quite some time. Another locker room player. I'm gonna beat a dead horse using that phrase, but a guy who's a great time to be with in call, somebody that people like to be around, like to play with, which is something that's going to be really beneficial for Craig Afro and this crew organization. And let's see who King Cooter decides to
The
move forward with
salty
on this.
dingus. My
Oh
goat.
baby, absolutely, dude. That's an insane pickup in round 5. Are you
I
or 4?
know.
Excuse me.
Salty
Are you
dingus.
joking?
Salty dingus was someone I was considering picking up in my last slot. It was
In the Neath
genuinely, he was
draft.
genuinely in one of my like 3 like I had 3 choices. He was one of the 3. And he was the last of the 3, as you saw all 3 of them now. um, uh,
But
so
no,
that's crazy.
that's a crazy value solo lane pick in round 4. And now you're looking at a roster that's rounded out with Goofy and Blue. Goofy probably playing ADC on this team with Alex the First in mid. Goofy Alex the First. I know I had said that Seepage and Arconic was probably going to be uncontested for the best backline in the league. I might have been wrong now that we have an Alex the First and Goofy roster. That's a crazy mid ADC pairing. You've got experienced championship pedigree as well with Papoose out of the jungle, and then a vocal in-game leader in Blue who's just done it time and time again at this level. So King's Court once again looking to be a titan in the lowest division here of the Valley of Kings, and Crouton Crusader, the most soothing voice of the captains in.
I've heard this too. I've heard this too from many people.
He'll tell you himself he's got the most soothing voice of all the captains in the Ratatoskr division.
Oh, for sure.
Gonna lock in Smacked and Zane. Zane, from my understanding, has played support in several of these other leagues. In Smacked, I would have to check. I know that I saw him perform really, really well in a couple of scouting games. I can't remember what role it was in, though, so I would have to go back and.
Actually, it doesn't matter. Invalid pick left the server. Goodbye, Bozo. We will see you another time. Crouton now has to pick up someone else.
We will see what direction he decides to go. He's revealed with the Zane pick that he's looking at potentially getting some support coverage in his substitute slot. And like we had talked about earlier,
my man,
to choose from.
Kingston is one of those players that everyone wants to play with. I mean, he's just a guy that everyone likes being around. He's such a nice dude, like genuinely super positive.
Absolutely.
And so I mean, no, not a surprise pickup. Okay, Cooter, a little on the nose. Little on the nose, Cooter. Come on.
Oh man.
Come on, Cooter. That's
Jokes aside, Dirty Harry is someone I did not have a ton of experience with until the last season of the league that shall not be named. He was playing carry for that Going Ghost team alongside Onyx Goofy. So again, this team is just full of people with experience together. And Harry, played ADC on that team. I believe they toyed with putting him in mid, potentially jungle as well. So there's flex potential, which you like to see from your substitutes.
Our Dark Lord has been drafted. I'm sorry to cut you off.
There he is.
There he is. Dog. That's my dog right there. Void Pain X. Someone say the Sasuke Uchiha of Valley of the Kings.
Can you explain that to me? I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Our Dark Lord has arrived. He's been drafted. And honestly, genuinely, I mean, skill-wise, he's one of the best players in the entire division. I'm surprised he went this late.
No, if we're being real, he absolutely is. I thought that Void had a genuine argument to be picked up in the Neath division as a support. So seeing him this late in this draft is obviously a steal. Jokes aside, I know the copy pastas have been going crazy. I'm happy to see him get picked up. Happy to see him have a shot and playing alongside experienced players. Guys like Zelda, Bandit, Fuego Maego. Kaio has won multiple championships at this level. So gonna have plenty of opportunities to showcase his skills as a support alongside players that are fun to support.
Yeah, the real gangster unfortunately must have been sniped from that Void pick. So we'll have to see how he recovers with his next pick. It looks like he's gonna roll the clip.
I'm pumped for this.
Wow. Oh, I literally I didn't even get a click on it.
Oh.
I tried to, and it got deleted quickly.
Oh, no. I want to see the clip. DM me the clip. We'll make it happen, brother.
Come on, let it happen.
Thank you for urging us along, Muffin Man. Oh, they deleted your message too.
Oh no. Twisted Fire Angel. A good pick. A good pick. ADC this late is definitely a risk. And so if you're gonna be left with Twisted Fire Angel, you've set yourself up with a good draft.
Yeah, I am shocked at how Twisted continues to fall this late in these drafts. He's proven over and over again that he's been the best value pick in his round a countless number of times. I mean, he's been on the top half of tier lists in these divisions every single time that he's played. At one point in time, maybe it was season 8 back in Reap. People were crying that he was even allowed in the division.
Oh, looks
so
like we're gonna have
been...
him actually transfer over to C Page's team. One pick later, unfortunately, the real gangster will not be able to keep him around. Dude, come on! It's one pick later, bro. Come on, C Page. Come on, dude. That's crazy. It was on your screen when you typed it.
It could be on mobile. Credit.
It still would have been on his screen. Come on, dude.
You could have a BlackBerry or something. Got a minute left to reconsider.
He's got one of those old Blackberries with the tiny screens. Oh, man.
What?
Oh man!
Oh man! A BlackBerry. Dino. Dino asks a BlackBerry in chat, and I'm the old one. Yeah. The Galactic Gangster Gold Fury team all has BlackBerries. That's how old some of those guys.
Oh man, Dino's almost twice my age. Isn't that crazy?
Never live near the end. That's 30 seconds for C Page to reconsider. Potentially revealed that he was wanting to go in the direction of an ADC player. Deed, I did actually get a DM from Deed of the clip. Oh man.
We got T-Pitty.
Yes,
replacement pickup finally. There we go. Our strongest soldier C Page finally got it done. Which
okay. So go ahead.
Nope. I won't.
Okay. Well, he revealed with the Twisted Fire Angel mispick that he wanted some ADC coverage in his substitute role. Potentially that's an area he's anticipating. Or maybe he's just looking to clean out the ADC pool with Arconic Prince and Sinolin and T-Pitty. He just said, I want to deny everybody else access to carry players. Juicy Jimmy's around. I'm so sorry.
That's an old head. That's
another old head. Oh my gosh. I
like
believe
season
that was
3, season 4 Reap. I mean, that's a...
that was Ionized first competitive jungler, for those who don't know. The Hunbat's Athena utility jungler GOAT being around in the Ratatoskr draft. I mean, there's a lot of history with that Juicy Jimmy pick. We're going to potentially see some Jimmy versus Jimmy action in the jungle later in the season, which will be a good time.
Juicy Jimmy also has a really good mid. So there's also that possibility. If I remember, I believe it's the same Jimmy. Has a really, really good mid. Someone
stole my old head. Zip Zap was looking for Juicy Jimmy.
Zip Zap, I still believe there are many old heads left around.
It's Bandana Dave available, potentially. Known for making waves in that jungle role.
Yeah, huge wave maker. In the league, really, just in general. Someone say he made the biggest waves just 2 seasons ago.
League history, potentially. I mean, we've still got old heads on the board. Don't you worry, Zip Zap. We've got names like Mr. Dr. Adam, the Season 1 OG. We've got Titus the Reaper in there in the support role. But it will be Dip Spit for Lube, another contender for best name in the league.
Top 3 name.
Yeah.
This is simply just how it is. Top 3 name. Juan, finishing out his draft here. He's got 2 picks. And we'll be going straight into the last round of the draft. So why not use this chance to take a look at these rosters here? Now, I'm not going to
I'd
give
love
too
to.
much. I'm not going to give too much commentary here. I just kind of want to let you guys get a look at these because what is there to be said about these rosters? Because these all look like really really competitive rosters. I don't think anyone has a draft where like that stands out as like a oh my goodness that draft. Like they're gonna have some issues this season. I'm just seeing a bunch of strong drafts all around the board. Juan tried to pick Azure twice. Uh,
That's a great pick at this stage in the
great pick at
draft.
this stage in the draft. I think Azure would be one of the. I would say he'd be a top 3 player in this division. Um, overall skill wise, he's just a very strong player. Captaincy wise, very very good. So I would love to see Azure pick up. Crazy how he fell this late. Um, and it looks like Quan still struggling to make a pick. 1 minute left. What will they do? His first pick is at the end of the round. So what are they supposed to do if he misses this first pick? Because this
Give him
is
2
the end
more
of the
minutes, I
round.
suppose. Yeah.
Oh, Red Wings and Cat 4,200. What a
Zip not taking Cat the another OG is absolutely crazy if that was the goal. But Red Wings and Cat 42. I mean, Cat will be a solid sub for Juan being the captain. Might not have a ton of availability issues, but if things do come up, I mean, Cat has played the support role longer than some of you guys have played Smite game. I mean, tons of competitive experience in that role, and Red Wings as well. Gonna have decent flex potential as a substitute, so never going to be mad at a flexible player in round 5 or 6 of the draft.
Oh, absolutely not. Flexible players towards the end of drafts are always good. If anyone has anything going wrong on your team, they're just an easy slot in.
Right.
Looks like we're gonna have to take 1 second here. Finding red because Juan. Okay, there we go. Looks like we got it
Thank
settled.
Thank you, Contraband.
And we'll go to the last pick of the Gangsters. I'm gonna be real. I'm not sure. I wonder who it could be.
I think we're just gonna have to let Zip Zap say it. I don't care to speculate. I mean,
think-
obviously, by heart, I want everyone to see it with me. I don't want to talk over it.
The
Gotta be
OG
Mr. Dr. Adam.
VHS. Mr. Dr. Adam, welcome to the Gangsters. Very big
Absolutely.
surprise to us. We didn't really think you would make it on the team. Nobody saw this coming. Every single one of these players, I believe, played in season 3 or earlier.
Not Dipspit. Dipspit was not around. He's
okay.
he's
Dipspit
the
is
spring chicken on the roster.
young spring chicken that they're trying to mold.
Stay strong, Dipspit. These grandpas are gonna.
Their mechanics are failing, so they needed someone like you around. Oh man. Trucker up on the board. Yep. Trucker's got a scary team, dude.
let me take a look at this. Green Dragon. Gonna be the lock-in for Trucker in that final round. Another guy who we've seen come on the scene fairly recently. We're talking like season 2, season 3 of the league who shall not be named, has made some noise in Franks as well. Played carry almost exclusively from my understanding. Potentially I'm mistaken, and there's been some mid or jungle flexibility there, but Trucker, Papa Nike, Big Black Banana, Gutta alpha mode, and then Green Dragon and Rampior as substitutes. Really rounds out the entire Valley of Kings season 1 draft for Underworld. There are now no picks remaining for that org. And I believe that they've got a top team in both divisions that they're a part of.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely looking to be very, very, very strong. I mean, this is just, I mean, to be expected. They had the first pick, I believe, in the upper division. So you just kind of locked. There was just a very small limited player pool in that upper division of just insanely good players, and so they got to get their hands on one of them. And then just in this division, I feel like they were towards the middle and showed that they could still do essentially the same thing of getting really, really good players, just all across the board.
Absolutely. And Swexy is going to be the lock-in for Zanpak 2. in the final round. I actually think that that's kind of a cute name, maybe a sleeper for best name in the division. But I believe this is Swexi's first competitive Smite season. This is someone who's played Smite for a long time, but has never done it competitively. And there's going to be an opportunity for him to really learn and grow as a player. This is a guy who, in his sign-up sheet, claimed that he has been stuck in Elo hell, and so he's excited for the opportunity to play in competitive and kind of be in comms and have the opportunity to nullify the effects that we've all had with some bad teammates in our ranked games. And I'm excited for him to get to see to prove to us what he's able to do.
Yeah, C-Page's former org owner, very bald. Let's mention that real quick. You know, I mean, with the rest of these picks coming to the end, I feel like you're gonna want a guy with some experience. And who
Sure.
has more experience than Season 1 legend? He had a whole page written about him when the server was still Reap. Dorino12. I mean, he was the original, the OG Arachne solo laner. There's no one that's been around longer than Dorino12. I'm lying, but it sounds fun. But really, he is a Season 1 legend. He's got a lot of experience. A little surprised. You know, I know he probably goes under the radar. Most teams don't know him. He's been in and out of the league a few times now. I believe he actually played carry a season and did really, really well.
Did he play Arachne?
Did he? I think he did one game. I don't remember. Oh, I thought we got Blue in the last round picked again. Blue Star coming in for Dean.
That one will count as just a typo. I don't think that there was any intentional malice on that one, but Blue Star I know is a good friend of Deathbound, who's another player signed up in the pool in the jungle. Could potentially be evidence of maybe Dean is looking to make a change and also pick up Deathbound. I know that they were really excited to play together, and having that kind of synergy in a mid jungle pairing off of the bench could potentially be potent for this Gold Diggers team.
Ooh, Starter, formerly known as Starter, a European player. Again, one of those VHS old heads. Season 3, I believe, was their first season. Just really, really strong player. England, yeah! Everybody loves England. But no, Starter's a really good player.
About Deathbound.
Yeah, Deathbound pickup.
Being
nice.
separated from his homie, unfortunately. But either way, going to be cool for both of these players to kind of make their debut in the Valley of Kings and their competitive debuts as well. And I'm hoping that they get some opportunities from that sub slot to show what they can do and potentially earn their spot.
King Cooter coming up on the board. Cooter's been picking some things that have been a little bit surprising, but still like surprising in a good way. And so I'm trying to see. I don't really see any like traditional TKC players left on the board. In fact, there's not much left on the board.
Period.
So
right.
I think Cooter might have to leave, or that org will have to leave their comfort zone, and pick up someone else. Salted Fish King. Actually,
that kind of fits what I was thinking they need. They've got a really strong.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
They've got a really strong starting 5, and then you've picked up Dirty Harry, who's going to be consistent as a substitute in the backline role. So I was thinking they would maybe want somebody who can play frontline, who could potentially play dive. And Salted Fish King, from my understanding, is a heck of an assault main. So the flexibility and the comfort playing multiple styles of picks is going to be there. And like we have talked about many times, the value that a player like that can have in a sub round like this is really sick. So I'm really happy for King's Court. And this is yet another draft in a lower division where I'm just expecting King's Court to be a favorite. When I see these lists drop later tonight.
And I mean, you were already saying how they had a backline substitute. Well, if you're gonna do that, why not pick a guy who lists himself as jungle solo support? You know, to finish out the other 3 roles. We have infinite time for Crouton Crusader. Please don't use it. Um, big update for you guys. The Lions 49ers game is 24-24, quarter 3.
What the heck?
It's Cat, final pick of the draft.
Oh yeah, baby.
Nice.
I mean,
this is a good pick. The soundboard spammer herself.
Absolutely.
That's okay. We're just gonna freak out in the chat. All right. Well, whilst we're doing that, let's just give you guys a list of these fellers. Oh wait, wrong sheet. There we go. These fellers picked up here. Now you may be looking. Who are those 2 players at the bottom? They're cut off. My bad. Can't do anything about it. But they are Cat 4200 and Mr. Dr. Adam. Actually, I might be able to refit this a little bit better so you guys.
It's okay. It's fitting. You know, those are folks who have been around a long time,
so
they're only partially with us. I like the metaphor.
Yeah. Well, you know, 1 foot in the grave already. You know.
Morbid.
So take your screenshot. Oh, whoops! I forgot I can't do that. Take your screenshots. Make sure to get. Make sure you guys. Yeah, you know what I want to see after the draft. The draft is over now. You know what I want to see tonight? I want to see the tier list. I want to see what you guys think because I'm looking at these lists. I'm looking at these teams, and I genuinely could not tell you who I expect to be the 1 seed, who I expect to be. You know, I mean, there's so many strong players on every team. Really does have a genuinely strong player or 2 that are going to be, you know, very very competitive in their roles. And so I really want to see like kind of what you guys think of these teams. So when that tier list channel goes live, I want to see them, fellers.
Absolutely. I think this is going to be an interesting dynamic this season where we've got teams like the Galactic Gangsters, who obviously those guys have experience playing together, and a lot of experience playing Smite with how old they are, but
they just
also
have a lot of
like
life
TKC
experience
and life experience. But orgs like TKC and Gold Diggers are also full of players with experience playing together. Trucker as well. I know Papa Nike, Big Black Banana have teamed together before. Trucker and Gutta have played together a long time. So those 4 teams that are almost like pre-made league-esque in terms of all the experience they have together, how they'll stack up relative to some of these teams that sort of drafted in the style of best player available. You look at rosters like Gunshow Shoguns, you're going straight down the list. You're seeing Airborne, Bedizzle, Rob, Session, Bro Taco, Juicy Jimmy. Like those are all names that you think of and go, wow, those are probably going to be really strong players in the Ratatoskr division, but you don't know how they'll mess. So I'm excited to see how those 2 like styles of draft are going to play out against each other as the season progresses. And I've been DM'd. Dean would like us to show the clip, but I don't know if we're supposed to. So
look, I've already gotten in trouble. I'd like not to get into more trouble. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I don't have the used to own it cloud anymore. That's long gone. So I have to be careful with what I say and do nowadays. But
this is a 2-minute clip, Dean. What the heck?
Oh, no way am I sitting here watching a 2-minute clip. Absolutely not. But take your screenshots. I'll give you guys 5 more seconds to take those screenshots, and then we will then we will close you guys out. But for real, you know, last chance. Oh, what? Never mind. Let's go back over here so I can close you guys out. Thank you guys all for coming out genuinely. I mean, great participation. Loved seeing chat active the whole time. To all the captains, I think you guys did a really, really, really good job of this draft. I genuinely don't see a team that I think will be definitively the worst, and I don't see a team that I think will definitively be the best. This is one of the best lower division drafts I've seen all around. And so props to all these captains. Props to all you guys for coming out here and making the show special. I mean, that's just really what it's all about. Is I'm trying to put on a show for you guys. So if you guys don't show up, there's no show. And so thank you guys for coming out. I'm really, really excited to see how the Valley of Kings season kind of performs and how these teams kind of come together. But other than that, thank you guys for coming out. I'm Pete. I'm Muffin, joined by Pete. And we will see you guys. I believe next weekend is when the league starts, so we will see you guys next weekend. Peace.
Yes, sir. Have a good night, guys. Go Lions.